Well, a good day. What's up, ladies and gentlemen across planet Earth? Come on in, the water's nice and tropical. Sedona's gorgeous right now. Ooh, the fade is real. I like it. What's up, peeps? What's going on? I've got some study material for you. It's going to be a very scholastic journey today. I am your host, Rion, and welcome to Morning Coffee. I've got all kinds of goodies I pulled out of my library for you guys to understand and dive deeper. For all you guys that love the books, for all the kids out there that are between 16 and 25 that don't know what to do, I'm going to give you guys some things to focus on. And I'm going to teach you some new languages, and I'm going to tell you why the old languages are so important. And then we're going to talk about Nikola Tesla. We're going to talk about how to make obelisks. We're going to talk about how to create temple space. This video is for all of those who have projects. You know who you are. I am going to give you a little heads up on your projects. I've talked to one of my brothers just recently down in the South, and he is well on board with what we need to do. So for all you guys that know what's up with these projects, I'm going to help you. And I'm going to switch your brain into thinking a little differently. Come on in. So how are we going to change the world today? Well, we're going to bring back some of that old school, you know what I mean? Sir, we can't stop him. Sir. Let's go through some cool books that I like to have on my shelf and I draw knowledge from. All right. Let's do some cool ones. First and foremost, Sumerian Lexicon. You guys, old Sumerian texts, do your own translations. I'm going to teach you secrets. I'm going to teach you secrets of languages. The old Sanskrit, by the way, if you put it with your own words, you can create your own mantras in ancient Sanskrit or Sumerian, okay? When I start speaking my star language, it sends like a shock wave, and I'm like, I don't really know how to read Sumerian, but how do I know how to talk it? How can I speak it and actually go into a level of where I can make jokes about 12-foot dudes and their outfits when I'm staring at them? How can I do that and then put that back into a codex of actually bending the reality around me? So, things to understand. All right. Now, if you guys don't know this book, try to get it. This was the book that actually Fred Bell was silenced for. But this is Rays of Truth, Crystals of Light. This is the book that Dr. Fred Bell wrote that basically had him taken out when he worked for the underground bases and whatnot. If you guys don't know this book, there's all kinds of different ideas in here, including how to build spacecraft. You're welcome. And light bed therapy. So, for all you kids out there that have these monster brains and you don't know what to do with it, hanging around with a bunch of unconscious SimCity programs, Rays of Truth, Crystals of Light. Start studying what makes your brain go, that makes sense. All right. What else we got? So you didn't know I was Sapio. You just thought I was like a surfer dude. I didn't read. I was just reading the feeds. All right. Obviously, Tesla versus Edison. It's a good one. It lets you at least know that Edison's a turd. And the other one is Electric Messiah. This one's good. It's a page turner, but here's the thing. What you guys need to understand about creating sacred geometry, creating grids, creating tools, creating city layouts or city platforms. This goes out to my sister who just got the bid to rebuild the maglev and some of these cities in the South. Okay, check it out. The main thing you have to understand about using Earth's energy is you have to understand where the electric ley lines are. You have to know where the ley lines cross. You have to know where the junction points are. There's a Russian scientist, I forget his name off the top of my head. He's got a machine that he goes in the backyard, screen pops up, and he can actually track the electromagnetic fields going through people's houses. If you guys want to find it, it's old school. It's David Wilcock talks about it 5.5 years ago on his old show. What is it? Wisdom Teachings? Yeah, he gives the guy's name. I forget his name. But he's got a machine. He goes in the backyard. It does a readout of all the electromagnetic ley lines going through your property. And there's a readout on the machine. So what you guys need to understand is if you're doing city planning on a galactic level, you guys got to get your hands on something that reads the electromagnetic frequency coming from the ground and how those ley lines or energy fields crisscross. And then you need to build your city or build your community or build your housing development around the functions. So if you create, say, a 60-foot obelisk on the property using Tesla technology, and you're going to drive voltage from the sky, you need to know where the ley lines cross and how, when they start to rotate up, you put the obelisk there. Inside the vortex, inside the tornado, inside the crossing. You guys got to be more specific with your AutoCAD drawings and your architectural functions. Again, I will help you with this. But again, how do you wake up? I'm like the alphabetic labyrinth. You guys, I just go through this book and I just start reading old languages and I'm like, let's just crack this one open. Sure, I'd love to learn the alphabet of kings from Cornelius Agapa in 1529. Of course I would. The main thing about these lexicons is the hardest thing you guys are going to understand is a lot of this stuff doesn't translate into English. You have to understand that our English language has been watered down to control us. There's no emotion behind the language, the English language for most part. It's watered down. Okay, it's like Latin, right? Was kind of the root to some of these languages. Everyone back in the day spoke Latin. Back in the day, it was more like before that, Sumerian and some of these different languages. The main thing is that as you get older and older in language, you're going to notice it looks more and more like math. I wonder why. Did they know we were living in a holographic matrix? I don't know. Maybe they created it. Hey, tip your waiter on the way out. By the way, all my homies in Australia, I love you. All my homies in England right now, David, I killed it yesterday. Love you. Everyone, I listened to my brother, David Rodriguez, this morning. I love that guy. He's crushing. Coffee with David, right? The thing about it is that we're sharing the information and we're waking up. My goal, right, is to try to steer the consciousness to rebuild some awesome stuff that actually the planet works with the planet, not against it like some weird AI virus that's sitting on the surface, taking. We got to get away from that. We're not going into that reality, okay? No matter what MSNBC, CNN, or any of these guys tell you, we're not going there. I've already seen it. We're not going there. What is this? This is an aftermath of an echo program that's dead and is playing out, okay? They're playing their last straws right now. I can tell you this, they're not going to be able to launch a lot of things that they normally would based upon the different star fleets that are out there monitoring the planet. They have every single frequency of every single DNA caricature of every single person responsible for doing these things, and they're on live cam 24 hours a day. They can sync your DNA code and track you above or beneath ground anywhere you go. There's nowhere to go. The really advanced beings can actually sit right next to you, one phase out of reality, and monitor every single thought that comes through your eyeballs. And talk to their higher selves and go, we're not doing that. So I want you to understand that since we've been artificially slowed down with our consciousness, since we had you guys, there's patents for lightsabers in late 1800s. There used to be lightsaber battles, electric sword battles in the late 1800s. Since this whole bamboozle veil over your eyes has happened, right? And all the old temples, my favorite temple is in India, it's Shiva's temple. There's a bunch of Tesla towers made out of stone along the ridges. And the entire thing from the ionization of the water from the ponds is necessary for a more drastic electrical discharge from the ionosphere. Each of the temples were communicated through the ether. Each of the temples obviously transmitted electricity. I want you guys to understand that we had these electric vehicles and we had these things back in the day. And I'm saying like 1,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, right? There are some things that happened on Earth. The firestorm, I don't know, was that around, whenever they walled up the Bosnian pyramid, what was that, 5,000 years ago? They had to shut down. They basically, it's like this. We keep evolving so fast. We hit like a plateau, and then we crash. Then we hit a plateau, and then we crash. The main thing is with the technology that we're developing, the emotional or spiritual maturity to wield it is the issue. Look how much money we spend on weapons on this planet. Can you imagine if we spent that on agriculture or remedies or science? I mean, we spend like trillions of dollars on, my rocket can get there in 6 seconds. No, my rocket can get there in 5.5 seconds. I spent the extra $500 billion to prove that. You guys, it's the emotional maturity of the population. Okay, you can't put hydrogen fuel cells in cars or some of these fuel cells in a car because what if they weaponize it? You got a car you can buy for $3,000, drive it for 55 years, you put water in it, or some da-da-da goes, oh, I could take the fuel cell out and do something weird with it. What I'm trying to say is the emotional maturity of the population needs to be in check. Okay. Another thing too, I want to pump the brakes on. When I was 18, 19 years old, I was definitely Rage Against the Machine. Okay? For all my fellow light workers and light warriors out there that are, things are happening on Earth that need to play out. But I want you guys to understand that, I don't know if you guys have felt it recently, but it feels like a lot of people are exiting, and it's almost like a clearing of consciousness above and below ground. I don't know if you guys have been feeling this. It feels, when I drove into LA about 3 weeks ago, it felt like a lot less people were there. And I don't know why. It feels like consciousness itself is being sifted and sorted out. So I want everyone to understand that the passion and drive that I had to do from 18 to 19 years old, because that's a lot of the conflictual stuff that's happening in the streets right now in the United States and across the world. I want that generation to understand that the most important thing you can do for yourself is evolve. And the most important thing you can do is understand that this control program is breaking down. And I tip my hat off to you. But I can share this wisdom with you. Self-replicating pain, suffering in a loop only promotes more pain and suffering. You can't go into a city and burn down the city for your belief and then not have the chutzpah to sit there with the construction jeans on and a work belt and a hard hat and rebuild it. You can't do it. You're not man or woman enough to understand the work and effort it takes to actually rebuild something from scratch. So whatever you guys are doing out there, understand that if you're not willing to rebuild that with your own two hands, please do not burn it down. If you don't understand that it might take 2 years of hard work to rebuild what burnt in one night, understand what you're really following and what you understand and the real motivations or reasons behind it. And for all those guys collecting those Bitcoin Soros credit cards, you guys are all tracked. Please stop doing it. I don't know. You guys, the FBI could track Bitcoin 4.5 years ago, 3 years ago, facts. I've gone to the cryptocurrencies in Vegas and heard one of the guys in the FBI go, we can track Bitcoin now. It was 2 years ago. So for you guys think you're getting paid anonymously, no, you're not. So just letting you know that. Do you? Your choice. I'm letting you know that yes, you can be tracked. Okay, without a shadow of a doubt. The guys paying you aren't going to tell you that. You guys are seeing as sheeple carrying out something else's efforts for whatever political agenda that is behind the scenes. Okay? Just don't be used. I just don't like people being bamboozled. The passion is real. I just want to make sure that when we're doing stuff, I hope we have this much energy for, saving the kids, saving the environment, right? Rebuilding our educational structures. I wish we had this much information in our electrical engineering schools for bringing back all Tesla tech that's been buried in the patents office and what Trump's uncle had access to when Nikola Tesla passed away. Where are all those papers? Where are all those diagrams? I can tell you right now, I've been working with raw alchemy for 12 years. You show me a manifold, I can build it. That I can promise you. You don't think we can match what they had 80 years ago? We at least have, here we have Home Depot and Radio Shack. These guys were doing this with just pour it on the kiln, wrap it on the turbine. You guys understand, like, we have access to, if Tesla was alive right now and was my age, he'd be like, oh my God, just drop me off at Home Depot, pick me up in 6 hours, and bring a moving truck. It's about to get real up in here. Everything that they have, we have now. We've just lost the information of how to do it. So for all you kids out there that are looking for things to practice, practicing free energy is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And by the way, if 15,000 22-year-olds figure it out, how are they going to stop it? Riddle me that, Batman. How are they going to stop it? If you guys figure out how to pull energy from the ether once again, and you're 22 years old, and you tell everyone in your college at MIT how to do it, and you guys don't try to patent it, you go to Home Depot and start selling $500 units off the back of a truck, they can't stop you. It's all about numbers. Remember that. Just want to be real with you. You guys, this technology is right in front of us. Okay, the old Tartarian buildings, why was the top of all the buildings made out of brass? Why is it shaped like that? Why did they take the top of the Taj Mahal off and replace it with bronze when it was originally gold? Some of these things are right in front of your eyes. You just have to understand the real function behind it. Okay? Healing, we all know that healing sounds are real. Sound healing is real. Well, what happens when you have a 4-story organ inside of a capacitor playing frequencies that vibrate so strong it goes right through your bones? It'll literally eliminate any sort of negative programming, any sort of distortion in your energy field gets blown out. What were churches back in the day? Why is there a huge statue in Chicago, 1896, Chicago World's Fair? There was a lake with a huge 20-foot statue of, like, it looked like a Roman statue, right? And then right after the artificial fire takeover, they bulldozed the whole thing and laid down train tracks and tried to hide everything. What I'm trying to say is the level of architecture we had back in the day has still not been met. We're doing it with steel and glass. There's not been cement builders and cement makers down here of that caliber since then. Understand this. You know what I'm saying? Just, hey, all my young ones, take that passion, start doing your own research, teach yourself. Your college professor does not know how to wrap a Tesla coil. Your college professor does not know how to pull down energy from the ether. No. I had a PhD guy from Canada come down to my house about 4 years ago, and college professor, I'm not going to name the main college he teaches in Canada, but one of the #1 guys, and he was curious on his Sedona experience. And I showed him how, he goes, show me how you make your orgonite. And I had 8 buckets of different crushed components that were all powdered with multiple layers in the magnets and the brass and the titanium. And he goes, and I was showing him how I make it and how I put the coil in there. And he goes, Rion, do you understand that they don't teach this in college? You're actually doing raw alchemy. There's no class in college that teaches you how to mix base elements. When you guys are making your orgonite out there across the earth, understand they have something called chemistry in college, which is awesome if you want to go in the pharmaceutical field. Whatever happened to the base element true alchemists that walked the earth, that actually knew how to pull energy from the ground and shoot it 3,000 feet in the air and have it cascade down in a 3-mile range, where anything that steps foot into that threshold slows aging, slows time. Every single moment you're in the field, you're actually age reversing 30 minutes a day, an hour a day, 5 minutes a day, an hour a day. You just living in there starts reversing the clock. This is things that are buried inside of your subconscious. These are things your higher selves know how to build. What I'm trying to express is you got to shut off all this distortion and all this craziness going on. I know it's difficult out there. But What I'm trying to say for all those guys that just like to learn stuff, hey man, electrical engineering, get some wires, get some batteries, start playing with things you don't know what you're going to create. And I can tell you, you're competing against technology that's 80 years old. You guys could literally go to Radio Shack and Home Depot and make anything you want that they had 80 years ago, if you knew how to do it. So again, just want to be real with you on that. The only way to do it is keep tinkering, keep testing, keep tinkering. You got guys that make, some of your more futuristic designs. Okay, you get a 3D printer. Well, you want to go more futuristic than that? They got a bunch of 3D printing technology in Houston and Dallas for metal. You guys want to create a rotating toroidal field that spins at 1800 RPM, and you load the tubes with mercury, and you spin it at 1800 RPMs, and all of a sudden the thing lifts off the ground? It seems like it's really difficult. It's not. It's hard to stop this drama that's going on to actually focus. And your whole life, you've been brainwashed and programmed to believe a story that's not true. That's why inside of your body, you have rage, because you know it's false. When you go to school and you learn false history, there's something inside of me when I was listening to history class, it never really made sense to me. I just kind of memorized the test, and I take the test and get a good grade, but I never let it actually pour into my body because it was BS. So, when those history books were changed in 1901 for every, I don't know if it was a global effort, I'm sure it was, right? Just understand that. I'm not trying to say get, crazy or whatever. I'm trying to say that be you. Be awesome. Go in your garage, turn it into a shop. Get the fake grass, get some fold-up tables, get some diodes, get some things, get some copper things, get some big blueprints that you find online, and blow it up on a piece of paper and start soldering and just start playing with it. It's a lot better than playing a video game. It's a lot better than... What are you trying to do? I'm trying to repurpose water or take it back to its original molecular structure. What are you doing? I don't know. I was watching Netflix, smashing a Twinkie. I don't know. What do you want to do? What do you want to do with your mind and your creation? What I'm trying to express right now is we don't need permission from anyone to reinvent ourselves and this planet and what we had back in the day. It is ours. It is our birthright. It is stored inside of your DNA. If you were an engineer in Atlantis and you're hearing my words come out of my mouth right now, and you know how to work with crystals, what are you doing right now collecting unemployment, sitting in your house watching the news? What are you doing? Hey, do I need to be the 90-year-old, 85-year-old version of myself that had the big golden gray beard with the hair? You need the older version to tell you? Hey, I'm trying to tell you right now. Learn about piezoelectric energy. I'll explain it really simply. The crystals in the ground is created through compression. You take a crystal out of the ground, it's not compressed anymore. The field strength drops. When you put it in a resin, it recompresses it. When you crush different stones and crystals into a powder, you create a frequency matrix of which when you use the resin to recompress, it energizes the field. Your crystal, your Lemurian crystal, is simply a transceiver where you're directing the frequency that you created with the force field. You're creating your own custom frequency with crushed rose quartz, amethyst, right? Aventurine, whatever your magic mix is, right? Selenite, powdered, around a crystal. Now let's kick it up a notch. Wrap a copper coil around it. Clockwise to send energy, counterclockwise to bring it back. Okay, the bottom of the device should be magnetized. Magnets are pushed side up. It pulls magnetism from the ground, it fires it through the device. There's a video I made on this on my Unite the Collective on the whiteboard. There's 2 whiteboard videos on Unite the Collective. One is multidimensional template, and which is the second one. The most recent one's gonna be where I talk about my bed designs. You guys, I'm not a salesman. I'm teaching you guys how to do this stuff yourself. You guys are the true creators out there. I'm thinking about, you think these obelisks on this planet are a big deal because they took them from Egypt? Wait till I energize a 60-foot obelisk and it starts arcing lightning through it. And it's controlled. I'm like, hit the gas. Ooh, it's going through the sacred geometry of this cement that's all jacked into it. Ooh, when you see a monsoon coming, you're going DNA upgrade, DNA upgrade, DNA upgrade. Snap out of it. Snap out of it. You guys are the true engineers of Tartaria, of Atlantis, of Lemuria, sleeping in a little popsicle suit. Who am I? Wake up. Wake up. What are we going to do in the future? My brother in Australia asked. Check it. We're going to flip the script on everything that's been done down here. That's what we're going to do. This will be known as the weird... You know, everything since Bush Sr. to now will be known as the 36, 40 years of turds in control. Never going to happen again. Another thing, too, which I don't know why people haven't figured this out yet. If you guys think someone's a reptilian, get a thermal camera and point it at them. If their body temperature is 3 or 4 degrees colder than everyone in the room, it's obviously not a human being. Heads up. I don't know why it's so difficult to figure out. Put it in 4K, put it on YouTube, blow it up. Next. Why is everyone in the room a normal body temperature? And this jackass, you don't need to know who's, I'm not going to say which race, but let's just be honest. You get a thermal scope and you're sitting in the thing. Just get your phone and go 4K. Hey, explain this shit to me. Why is this guy's body temperature 5 to 7 degrees colder than everyone else around you? It's not hard to find these things. You have to use some of the technology we got. Get a thermal cam. Go have fun. Okay? They're all over the place. Good luck with it. All right. In a nice way. However you want to use that. Shit, I got some night vision goggles and some thermal cams here. I'll be like, yeah, I spy a jackass in the black Humvee, passenger side. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. Okay? Thermal camera, read your body temperature. Look through it. You guys want to go to a national convention? Scan the audience. It's not that big of a deal. Hey, use your brain. What's the difference? I don't know. Check the body temperature, brah. It's not magic. It's a colder body temperature. Okay. Be nice. I'm just trying to give you guys a little, hey, it's not imagination. It's not your fantasy. It's not a fantasy situation. Use some real tech, stare at the thing, go, there's one right there. Let's go ahead and pull them out of the crowd and let's have a conversation. Now, here's the thing, too. I love everybody. You know, being Darth Vader's inner child from Orion, I like being here. What I can say is that my rehab is going quite well. And what I can say is for a lot of my fellow dragons out there, you know who you are. Dragons, not Geico. I'm sorry, I got to do it. My dude's, you know what I mean? I'm not a Geico. It's cute. Anyways, for all my fellow dragons out there, I just want to say that you guys are doing great, but I need you to understand that the speed's going to increase again. I need more leadership based upon the polarity of the night side to organize the streams into more of an efficient structure, which represents the future of this planet and the highest timeline potential for this 3D plane of existence. I don't really care anymore about your stories, your self-motivation, what perceived power you have. The new game is how fast we can all come together and create, obviously, a class 1 civilization. Anyone else is not about us, you know. We have a huge plasma ball pumping energy to the planet every day. Why are we burning coal? Another thing, too, with the coal plants, when this new technology for energy comes out, I want you guys to reverse the rotors on all the old power plants. And I want you guys to put the proper filters on it, reverse the rotors, and I want you guys to pull the carbon dioxide from the ground. Every old, broken down power plant should be retrofitted, rotors reversed, pulling air into them and cleaning all the CO2 out of the air. I'd appreciate it. They already have a machine that they have and created. I think it was created in Belgium. It actually pulled CO2 out of the air and it creates crystals that people sell in China right now and in Belgium. Pulls CO2 out of the air, compresses it into a little crystal, And people were like wrapping them on rings and stuff. I need to see a higher implementation of the air cleaning thing, especially with some of these other countries that are still figuring it out. Obviously, I love it. Get them, bro. What we got? Got F-16 coming hot. Oh shit, that looks like a military people mover there. Anyways, thank you. You're welcome. 10-4. 10-4, buddy, little buddy. Goose, talk to me, Goose. What else? Your kids. Let me talk about this. As a parent, as an indigo, your job is to make sure your kids don't have nightmares, and your job is to make sure that if you feel some weird stuff in your house at 3 in the morning and your kids are shaking, it's your job as their parent to wake your ass up, grab some sage, close your eyes like a monster like I do, walk into the doorway, and just put your forehead on the outside of the door, or maybe crack it, and go, yo, homie, we got a situation here, and just ready to throw a left cross and drop some ass. I mean, I'm being honest with you. I clear my house all the time. Every time I go to someone else's house, my field pushes all the turds out of the house. I go, hey, look, I love you. You got to back up about 60 yards. Go sit on the neighbor's roof. You got to get out of my space. I'm very large, and I'm not here to play games with you. Okay? I'm trying to be real with you guys, though. You guys have kids. They're doing this stuff. You need to walk over, flex your heart pectorals, smash so much golden energy into their field, because their body, pound for pound, is not strong enough to resist a frequency. It's your job as their parent to protect them. It's your job. If your kids having night terrors, you're not doing your job. Sorry to blow your bubble, burst your bubble on that. If your kids having night terrors every single night, there's something inside of your consciousness that is not doing its job. It's your job to wake up at 3 in the morning, walk in there, move, you just casually move it with your arms or your wings, depending how activated you are, and go, get out of my house. Okay? You only got to do it when they're little to a certain age. But I'm trying to tell you, it's real, because if that fear gets embedded in their consciousness, right? These beautiful little transceivers of creator's juice, creator's energy, what happens is that when they get older, they're easily scared too. If they never know what fear is, guess what? You now have an unstoppable light worker, lightware on the planet, doesn't even know what fear is, and this keeps outproducing the competition, crushing them into a small cube of never gonna talk about this again. Okay, that's what we're doing with these guys. Let you know. What else? You guys having fun? What up? What can I say here? Someone asked about Q on YouTube. Let's talk about this for a second. So here's what I'm trying to say, and with BLM and Antifa and all these fucking organizations. Let's just talk about this for a second. Use your discernment on 100%. Okay, number one. Number two, if real information comes out, you don't think there's people being paid to copy that information and twist it, the narrative, to fit their agenda. There is. Okay, so whatever this is and what you're understanding, realize that the independence of your sovereign spirit, right? The independence of, right? Saving the kids. I don't care what you want to call that. I call it grab them, flip them, dip them, flush them, goodbye. There's enough stuff going on the surface right now. We're done with that game. It's like some people still want to play Dungeons and Dragons, and they think their heyday was in the 70s or in the 60s or in the 40s or whatever. You know, there's some beings that want to play the Count Dooku thing, right? What I can tell you is that there are some upper dimensional beings and different ETs interacting with our militaries on Earth, and they're giving them information, and they're letting them know where these guys are and what their plans are. And the black box they pulled out of Roswell stopped working in 2012. Okay. So what does that mean? Can't monitor the future timeline to see when you're not supposed to be in that parking lot, when you're supposed to be arrested. They can't run anymore. Okay. Now, was that all a setup to give them just enough rope for 30 years to make sure everyone's involved and we got this, and then they go, Dragnet, we got you all. If I was a galactic officer, it kind of feels like how I'd do it too. Got to know what you're dealing with. What else? The function of consciousness right now is to clear your energy fields. The function of consciousness right now is to understand what is your energy and then what is the energy outside reflecting upon thee. If you guys are in a great mood, you get in, you go to the grocery store, you instantly feel all this fear. It's your job to understand this is not my fear. I'm not in fear. This is everyone around me wearing a mask, pulling in a bunch of CO2, scared. Okay? I respect people in their choices. However, we all know that going down this wormhole, this rabbit hole, and being woke, there's a lot of things that we got to stare at that a lot of people are still running away from. They don't want to hear it. On Cosmic Disclosure, William Tompkins got a photo over Carlsbad, California. I don't know if it was the 90s or 2000s, of a bunch of reptilian ships dropping gases, 6 gases off the back of it that were invisible to the naked eye, seeing in a limited light range at 30 frames per second. Lady took a photo, caught the entire fleet dropping this weird controlling gas over the population. Why? There's certain places on Earth, probably Silicon Valley, they're out there every freaking 30, 90 days. Why? Any place you have a huge amount of consciousness where they're creating things, they're going to have a higher level of monitoring functions over those territories. So what I'm trying to express to you guys is knowing this. If you guys want to see it on Cosmic Disclosure, go back 3 episodes on Gaia. Watch for yourself. Look at the photo yourself. This is what I'm trying to say. When you really wake up, and you're able to, your frequency, your consciousness begins to breathe through dimensions like a membrane. Like imagine you're a fish and you have a bunch of gills, like 6 gills, 7, 8 gills on each side. And imagine every time you breathe in, one of your gills pops. Here's 3D. Here's 4D. Here's 5D. Here's 60. Or do you actually become one with everything around you, and every single frequency becomes a permeable substance of consciousness that you can interact, engage, communicate with? What you're going to find is, on all these levels of technology, the soul of each of these individuals is going to be able to be communicated to at any given point in time. What I'm trying to express for those that are breathing through dimensions right now, us empaths out there that are being able to feel everything around you, I want you to understand that that power and that ability goes beyond 3D. Okay? So what I'm trying to express to you is, there's a way that you could jack right into the commander of a spaceship in mainline train and go, yo, you see me? Look down about 4,000 feet. Hey, you see me? I need to talk to you for a hot second. Get over here, like right now. Some of the strongest came down in families that were hidden. The strongest of you were never supposed to be in the Silver Spoon family. Why? Because your 3D would be so programmed with a $100 million trust fund slush account that you would never feel like you were one of the people. And you would never relate with everything they were going through. Some of you kids from Orion came down in very humble beginnings with some of the most powerful souls. Why? To get a base average on exactly everything that's going on this planet. So I'm trying to express this to you. You may be the most powerful out there. But in your 3D, it doesn't seem like that. What I'm trying to express is your soul chose this life and exactly who you are for a very specific function and reason. And if we came to this planet on mission, of course they're going to separate the strongest. Of course they're going to spread us out all across the planet. You could be born in Siberia in a little mountain lodge waiting to be activated, and all of a sudden you're seeing all your friends and family in dream time. And you're getting stuff handled. Little islands in Greece, UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand. Okay? United States. Doesn't matter where you're from. What I'm trying to say, the inner discipline I'm requesting from you guys is something I can't do for you. the waking up with the sunrise and pulling in so much chi, all of your organs start to glow, you're just vibrating. Or when the sun goes down, 15, 20 minutes. Don't stare directly at the sun, obviously when it's not at sunrise or sunsets. Damn it, you can damage your eyes. What I can tell you though, as you get stronger and stronger and stronger, and you can look down at your body and actually see yourself glowing with your eyes closed, you're getting closer. You're getting closer to who you really are. Okay? When you wake up and go to the restroom at 3 in the morning and it's not you walking in the suit, you actually feel like you're 8 or 9 feet tall and you're just not trying to bump into little things around you. When your 3D house feels like it's a hobbit house, even though you have 15-foot vaulted ceilings, you're getting closer. When I walk down the hallway at night, my shoulders energetically are dragging on the side of the hallway. Boom, boom. When your gait changes, try this. When you're meditating and you're in between worlds, okay? Close your eyes. I notice my gait changes. Instead of walking like a little human, like my gait goes like this. Gait means my walking pattern. Boom, 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 boom. Okay? Told my friends and family that know me in Sedona, when I'm in those modes, don't mess with me. That's not me behind the wheel. It's probably one of my guards, one of my big dudes guarding the suit. Gotta go to the bathroom. Move. Like Hulk smash. I've woken up, everything's broken on the side of the hallways, paintings knocked over, whatever. I'm like, oh, apparently and then you get like weird scratches on you, like, oh, did I bang into the wall last night? What I'm trying to express is when you guys get used to feeling what it means to be in between, that's woke in the physical. You're woke all the time. You're woke 24 hours a day. You got to question with your highest self, for your higher self, if it's a yes or no. Yo, yes, vibrate this hand, left hand. No, vibrate my right hand. They're gonna put a pulse right here on your palm where it's the most sensitive. Vibrate my left hand if it's a yes, a right hand if it's a no. Vibrate both hands if it's maybe, re-ask question. Sit there in meditational pose. Should I do this? Yes or no? Yes, boom. Okay. Tones in your ears. Boop, in your left ear. Or boop, in your right ear. Let's go through this again for people that are new. Left ear. Boop. Light side, left side. The side your heart is on. Left side, homies, light side. It could mean yes. If you ask the question, is everything going to be okay or we can make it? And you get a boop in your left ear, that means equals, yes, honey, everything's going to be fine. We are here with you. Okay? Yes. You're going to be fine. We love you. Now, night side, right side, boop. That means no. It also means warning, 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 warning. Why is that warning? Because on the right-hand side, right here of your body, is the easiest place for a night side to access and try to hook onto your energy stream. So my right ear goes off, boo, at 3 in the morning. I'm like Terminator, whoop, right-hand side, where is it? My hands go out like a glove, and imagine there's like golden lasers coming off your fingers and your energy field. Like imagine you're pointing your energy, right? When I'm trying to catch something in my subconscious, I open up like a baseball mitt, and then I arc. So I'm dragging my energy hands, where are you? Going down to the lower dimensions, physical plane, where is it? Okay, what I'm trying to say is, you can put your hand out like this and just scan a room. Arc your fingers in. Chi's coming from your hand, these direct the current. One more time, you guys already know this, but if you're new, hey, pinkies, earth. Index, water, middle, fire, pointer, wind. Your thumbs are intent. What do I want to do with all of these? So if I go like this, like Yeshua, that's fire and wind directs a current. It's balanced because my intent's over my index, balancing of water, and it's grounded. My pinky's pointing down. I'm grounded. I am sovereign. I am boom. Just let you guys know to have some fun. Hey, all right. What else is going on? Why don't you guys chime in across planet Earth, where you guys are punching in from? I love this. I love hanging with you guys. Come on, get it. Come on and get it. Oh man, there's so many cool things out there going on too. I just, right now, like the consciousness. Oh, dream time. Dream time. While you guys are punching in where you're chiming in from across planet Earth, we show our strength in our family. We show how woke we are and that we want to change the world through our family. And my consciousness is so woke at this point. Let me express something to you. And for a lot of people too, maybe on YouTube, you're just finding me, you don't understand what this is. Okay, I love you. Facebook, I love you, you know who I am. What I'm trying to get to with you guys is this. Woke, 12 years, staring through the veil every single time I blink for 12 years. I can see all of the issues. I can see people being controlled through their minds and their chakras and their reality system. I can see the cables that run through the holographic matrix. If you're staring at a television, I'm like an engineer that can see the wires that are on the side view of the behind the TV that make up all the cables that make up the consciousness that you're viewing as reality, seeing it at a 30 frames per second through a biological eyeball and a limited light spectrum. I can see through gamma and ultraviolet. I wish you the best with that. Love you. Now, for all my other family out there, I don't want you guys to get caught up in this drama. I want you guys to be focusing on your own ascension. I want you guys to be focusing on clearing your energy, cleaning your house, steam cleaning your carpets, making your house temple space. I want you guys to detox all the heavy metals out of your body. I want you guys to take your monoatomics, your monoatomic gold, your monoatomic silver. I want you guys to take high frequency vitamins, whatever it is. If you guys have a session with me, I give you the whole laundry list and where to order it right in your session notes. I want you guys to at least know who your 4D is and your 5D is on your stream. That's it. Who's your naughty version and who's your light version? Pause. Okay? Hey, when I'm getting weird thoughts, where's it coming from? Well, I guarantee you it's on your right-hand side. Your 4D's over there friggin'. You're trying to get your Jedi on. They got, for all you ladies out there, they got their high boots on and their lipstick and they're going out downtown. Or whatever it is, right? Or your guys, right? We're going to Vegas. 4D. 5D, happy, beach sports. Yo, bro, it's going to be okay. Sister, it's going to be okay. You got to start listening to your heart. Your chemical computer that you grew inside of this skull, since as long as you've been here, this piece of flesh will never be able to tell you who you are. Ever. Ever. Your heart is the way home. Your heart and your soul will let you know who you are. The only way they trap human beings down there is they make them think that they should only come from their minds. The minds are easily tricked. Your eyes are easily tricked. Your senses can be easily tricked. Have you ever put on a VR helmet and played a video game? Guess what? The graphics aren't there yet, but wait till that graphics get as good as your eyeballs see. And then tell me you won't be able to know the difference. It's like Ready Player One. Let me tell you something. Old school, up on the mountain, on the seashore, feet in the water, breathing the ionization from the ocean into my cells and vibrating them, okay? Like a sleeping titan pretending. That is who you are. You're not these little things running around looking for a handout. You guys are divine, strong, and powerful beings remembering who you are, okay? So I want to be honest. No, we don't feed our energy off lower life forms. No, we're not allowed to pull energy off people, animals, none of that. I call them little chicken nuggets. I don't pull energy off of people when I get low on frequency. Everyone's got a friend like this. You feel great, they come over, it's like an energy vampire. Like, I think I need a nap. 30 minutes of you being over here and I'm knocking out there. Mom, grandma, whoever it could be. It's unconscious. Your friend from high school, every time you call them on the phone, you're like, God, did someone just give me a Xanax? Because I feel like I need to take a nap after talking to you. They're just on the other side going, you won't believe it. Just pulling in your life force, unconscious, knock it off, go to the gym, do some sit-ups. Drink a smoothie. Clean your closet. Stop playing video games. Oh my God. I don't care what kind of the new hot shoes are right now. What are you doing? Do 2 hours of workout. Self-generate your own electric charge so you're not having to pull off other people. Let me tell you a real story. I have a friend, still have her, she's rad. She was a very cool reptilian lady. my age, indigo woke. She's from Russia. And she's reptilian, and she's a tall white on her night side. She's also Palladian and Andromedan on her light side. Very cool person. Met her about 4 or 5 years ago. Actually, I know her about 10 years. So let me tell you what happened. For you guys need some like real hardcore stuff to understand about this, let me explain to you. Okay, so when I met her, she said she used to ride the subway trains with her girlfriends in Moscow. She wouldn't have to eat anything. She would sit on the trains in Moscow and literally pull energy off everyone sitting on the trains. She would sit there and drain about 6 or 7 people and then get up and go to work. She did that every day. It was like reverse Prana. She was pulling energy from other people. She told me this. She goes, I have that vampire thing, I don't know what to do, I said, hey, it's okay, love. It's okay, love. Let me walk you through this. So I taught her how to charge from the sun. I taught her how to put your left hand up. You put your middle finger on the sun. Turn your left hand 90 degrees to the left. Where your palm is where that brown dwarf is. Right? Saturn or whatever you want to call it. But I would pull my chi directly from the sun. My higher selves taught me at the very earliest beginning, as soon as I could use my energy hands, I was playing with it in the steam room in the sauna. I was like, oh, I can actually like move things. And my big highest light would just go, hey, no. I'm like, what? I can't. He goes, no. And I was like, okay. It's almost like I was like a little chihuahua being trained. Since some of you guys don't have the eyes on yet, let me explain this to you in a real way for you, okay? Here's why. He goes, you are not allowed to directly affect any human being without their permission. You are not allowed to jump in someone's consciousness and run them like a puppet. You are not allowed to do some of these things. No. Then my Nordic would tell me, son, real gods charge from the sun, from stars. We do not pull energy off lower little life forms. You are hungry, you want to pull energy from a structure. The sun is big enough, son. Pull energy from the sun and drink fully. Okay? Just want to be real. So, no, I don't pull energy out of people, nor should anyone out there. You charge from the sun like the true gods and goddesses you are out there. Okay? Thought I'd share that with you, because maybe you guys might have friends that look like they belong in the movie The Coven, or what's that one movie back in the 90s? Like all the girls are like, The Coven. I don't know what it is. It's like a 90s movie. You guys can put it in there. But, they're all like nightside, gothic things, I'm like, hey. Go out in the sun, pull so much chi into your body, you start to vibrate. Go drink your smoothie, enjoy your day. Quit trying to put all these weird things. We're trying to activate your DNA. You got galactic beings staring at you on the surface. Beings of such old wisdom and power. They don't even have names down here. You can't even pronounce the names down here. They're just looking at the whole planet going, adjust Hertz level in this sector. Adjust Hertz level in this sector. More quantum fusion, more quantum energy to this sector. Balancing this frequency, clearing the lower dimension. More energy here, stabilize the city, stabilize Chicago, stabilize Detroit, stabilize, transfer souls, stabilize, like this. Our little storybook things that we have down here, like Harry Potter and Hogwarts, even though I love that story, but all these little weird medieval times that you guys can't even understand or fathom the amount of consciousness and frequency these people are wielding. They're monitoring the entire planet, every single being above and below surface, like this. Oh, watch that one. Hey, some jackasses are trying to test another nuke. Shut it down. Off. Shut down. They're moving this fast. All the time. It's so fast that even in 3D, me doing that for you, time is slowed down in 3D in this experiment. They're moving at real time. Okay. Just want to be real with you. The level of consciousness you have access to is very awesome. And I just hope that you guys get to meet your higher selves and at least, what's up? How you doing? You're just like, bro, what is this, brah? What, what do you want me to do with my hands? For all you commanders out there, keep doing your job. We're getting through this push. 3 to 6 months, the population is reaching critical mass and waking up. Now it's just time to actually finish the job and finish strong. 30 new indictments came out on, in the U.S. on the Democratic side. 3 came out on the Republican side. I don't care what political affiliation you have. Stop doing weird things that if anyone heard you say it in a normal conversation, they probably want to duct tape you and take you straight away yourself. Don't be one of those people. I don't know how to express it to you. It's common sense. You don't need to make a basic religion up over common sense. Okay? Don't create religions that fulfill your self-motivation to propagate negativity, pain, suffering, and parasitic functions on the surface of a world. Okay? Stop playing all these games. Be good. Come together. We love you from upstairs. Just trying to say, hey, I love you guys. I can't wait to see your kids blossom. I want to be surfing. Dude, the surf pool I want to build. I'm trying to message Kelly Slater. I'm like, yo, how much weight is in that train? How much space do I need? I'm trying to go I want world-class surfing. Wherever I put a city of light, duh. I want yoga and beaches around me in the middle of a desert. I want an oasis in the desert. I want this ain't some spiritual guru schmuru. I want to make something where kids can go to school. Why don't we have kids in school learning how to make free energy devices? Why don't we have kids in school learning how to filter water and create new filters? What are we doing? Creating apps and making more things out of plastic? What are we doing? We're snapping ourselves out of this. And I'm trying to tell you, for all these little conglomerates and all your little dudes, if my family and I walked into one of these rooms, we'd smoke your brain. I push so much chi through your neocortex, you'd probably just pass out. I call it being popped like popcorn. For all of us out there training to be able to manage that amount of frequency, it's not just boom, cook 'em. It's, are you okay? Here's a little more. You okay? Here comes 5D. You okay? You sure? You're getting a little woozy. Here comes some 6D quantum data. Stop, I can't think of that. Okay. Hey, high five. Go down to the lounge and get yourself some alkaline water and a little granola bar. You're going to be okay there, kid. What I'm trying to say is that you guys are these beings out there in the flesh. Do not let this world tell you what your potential is or what you're capable of. Start tinkering with things. Start building things. Start remembering things. Sometimes you have to put the raw components in your hands to remember how to do it. You can't just read it in a book. You got to get the copper. You got to get the spindle. Right? You got to start making the molds, right? Getting the layers down, understanding why things work, right? Right, Yodi? Just keep playing with it, you guys. I love you. That's all I wanted to say, but I'm trying to tell you, hey, start your craft, start small, start making prototypes, start learning. That's it. What should you be doing? Working on your spirituality, your body, mind, body, spirit. Okay? Your mind, be peaceful, best you can. Okay? Try to relax. I know it's crazy out there. Try to turn your garage into your new workshop. You're locked inside, whatever. What I'm trying to say, in some of these countries, they're waking up. Berlin just went off. There's no news coverage on that. And by the way, all those kids that rescued in Georgia, down in the South, that's a coincidence. So, let me get this straight. You guys have something that happens in Dreamtime, and then things show up in 3D. I don't know. Is that how it works? Riddle me that, Batman. As above, so below. I'm just trying to tell you guys make adjustments upstairs, they eventually find their way to 3D. So I'm trying to tell you, that's how consciousness works, okay? So I love you guys. I just want to know that I love you from the bottom of my heart, and I hope that helps. And you guys, I just want to inspire you. Do your research. Think of cool things. Ask the right questions, okay? All new stuff in the shopping cart. Gear, shirts, hats. Love you. The Buddha plates, you guys, I know you guys love these. I didn't know you guys would order so many. I can only make one every 2 or 3 days, so I'm going as fast as I can. Yes, the thing's lit with the black tourmaline, shungite, titanium, brass, neodymium magnet mesh to block the carrier signal from the Wi-Fi and the 5G. I'm working on it. It takes time, you guys, so just please be patient if you guys are ordering stuff right now. Yes, it is getting handled. I love you. Today, try to go out in nature. Try to breathe in frequency, you know. Try to go away from everyone so you don't have to wear a mask, you know. But I'm trying to inspire you guys. Right now, there are such high-level frequencies being available on the planet. Please try to pull your mind out of the lower dimensions. You're going to miss it. You're like, there's magic going on every single night. But if you take 80% of your neural network functioning focus in 3D on distortion and misleadings or negative things, the things that don't serve you, let's just say, it's very difficult to climb back up those steps, then go to bed, and then have to wake up in the morning and climb back down. What I'm trying to get to is stay high. You shouldn't have to climb down in frequency. Stay high. Stay above the storm. My name is Rion. It's been an absolute pleasure being here with you guys today. And you guys, keep crushing. I love you. And we're going to get through this storm together. And like I say, we're literally in the middle of this thing being flushed out. 3 to 6 months, 6 months global. 3 months left to just, oh my God. So all of these guys in Australia, they're putting these 1 more year. No, it's not. No, it's not. A lot of these people making up these numbers, they're trying to put you in a higher level of fear and loosh in the moment to create a critical mass of negativity that creates a martial law situation that benefits them. They can say, oh, it's going to last another 5 years. I'll just go, hey, bro, I know it's 38 days, so. Hey, by the way, did you even go to college? Hey, by the way, when I look in your soul, you look kind of like a dut-da-da. Did your daddy give you that job? Did your mommy sign your report card? How did you actually get that job? A lot of these guys are just little mind-controlled kids sitting there in a suit trying to tell you what they think is in their best opinion based upon collecting a paycheck from a pharmaceutical company or a mask company. At the very base element of it, it's the most materialistic, childish cheeseball thing you've ever seen. And these guys that do this stuff and hurt people should be held accountable to the highest order of justice and law in this land. And that's globally. The United States is not going to become the armed forces or security forces for the UN. The UN's a shit show. No one wants to be a part of it. And why don't you ask Tom Hanks' son why he's got the WFO, right, or whatever it is, I can't even say anymore, tattoo on his chest there. Why is there pictures of the guy who's in the head of it in an outfit? You guys can find the pictures at a party. It's very odd. What I'm trying to get to for all you guys is this. I'm not into being controlled by a bunch of humans that don't even know who they are. I will never take orders from someone who doesn't even understand who their 4D or 5D version is. How could you ever let someone who doesn't truly understand who they are lead you into a place that you're going to like to be led to? If they are completely unaware, they are unable to lead. You are actually not qualified to lead anything. So for all you guys wondering why this ascension process is so important, these guys and gals out there, if they can't tell you who they really are, why they're here, who they are, where they came from, on this planet, there's going to be new laws written, and that's going to be in the hearts of the people. If you don't know who you are, you should not be telling my kid what to do or what to put in their body. If you don't know where you come from and you think this is all there is, step out of the way. Step out of the way. We no longer need your this. You're small and insignificant to the entire planet stepping into their heart and unifying as one. So as we walk over these pebbles, remember the majesty and strength that you carry inside of yourself, right? And you remember your family watching from great distances and very close and how proud they are of this journey that you are on. Everything else comes second. Follow your soul, follow your heart. I am Rion. It's been an absolute pleasure being with you guys here today. And for all those young ones out there, research your Tesla, research your patents, get that stuff going in your garages. We're going to need you in the future. I love you. Sending love and blessings from Sedona. Peace. Bye. May the force be with you, YouTube.